Okay, so we're going to be having a bit of a challenge today. So let's get started. So today we've got a very interesting day, and we are awaiting the arrival of our guest, who is General Stole. So I'm expecting General Stole to join us at any time. So as soon as he joins us, I will let you guys know. So what is happening is that on Monday, we're going to have the court case of Nyokayemabhunu, and Nyokayemabhunu has been in jail since last year, and we're expecting him to be released very soon. However, the details are going to be coming with General Stole. If we don't get General Stole today, what I will do is that tomorrow we'll get him to come out. So what has happened is that Nyokayemabhunu, as far as the cases are concerned, we are almost done with the cases, and that is the case that they've managed to clear, and the two cases that relate to immigration and also deportation or extradition to Zimbabwe. Those are the two cases that are left. And on Monday, Nyokayemabhunu is going to be appearing in court. And then after that, we will know exactly what is going to happen. There has been a postponement of one of the cases to the 10th of February. So Monday is the is the 2nd. And then the next Monday is the 10th. So we are awaiting those two dates. That is the 2nd and the 9th. Very important dates. And then you know that tomorrow, the next day, which is the 3rd of February, we've got Job Scholar going into court. So Job Scholar is going to be going into court where he's going to be appearing on charges relating to explosives. So we've got two important cases next week. That is Job Scholar, and then we've got Nyokayemabhunu. So Nyokayemabhunu on the Monday, and then Job Scholar on the Tuesday. I just want to make sure of these dates so that you understand what is going to be going on. So in short, that is what we have. And then let me take this opportunity to just announce the end of our 30-day fast. So we've been having a 30-day fast. During this 30-day fast, we've been having, for the first day, 10 days, we joined the AFM in Zimbabwe in their fasting. So that is the annual fasting. And then we had the next 20 days where we were working on our own fast, which is the Billionaires Fast. And what has happened is that we've successfully completed the 30 days of fasting. And we're now going to the second stage, which is the formation of the AFM University. So the registration has been done. What is left is now to put everything onto the ground. So we're going to be setting up the AFM University. We're going to be having businesses. We're going to be having real estate. We're going to be having companies. And all those things are going to be supported by the faculties or the structure of the university. And I'm very excited to say I've been talking to a lot of people who are in the AFM in Zimbabwe. And very soon we'll be showing you guys what is going to be happening with the AFM in Zimbabwe University. So we are doing that university in Zimbabwe. I know that there is a similar plan here in South Africa where other people are working on a university. But this is particularly going to be done in Zimbabwe. So look out for that. Starting tomorrow, every night, it is going to be AFM University night. So starting tomorrow, every evening, we are going to be doing the AFM University program. So we have started that program. It's no longer stopping. So we're starting tomorrow and we're setting up the university and the structure and talking about it. And you understand very soon what is going to happen. Then finally, we've got the demonstration that is taking place. When I say demonstration, I mean the huge number of people that is going to come into the Constitutional Court. So they're going to arrive at the Constitutional Court, and that will be on the 9th of February at 9:30 a.m. We're going to be having a whole lot of people who are going to come to the Constitutional Court. It will be the largest number of people you've ever seen at a Constitutional Court where we're challenging Mnangagwa and Ziyambi's plan to go to 2030. And I'm so excited to see General Stole coming here. General Stole, would you like to unmute your mic, please? Please unmute your mic unmute your mic so that we can continue. Okay, I think your mic is not connected. If you can hear me, try a different mic. Yes, I can hear you now. You can proceed. General Sele, how are you doing tonight? Okay, we can still not hear you at all. Like, we're totally unable to hear you. Okay, I think we're having a network issue with General Sele. So just try to phone me on WhatsApp, and then we can proceed from a WhatsApp call, because I can't hear you. So try to call me on WhatsApp. Okay, I hear you now.
You can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Thank you so much.
General, I've been looking forward to talking to you a lot. There is so much we need to cover, me and you, because people want to know. People want to know where we are. So your arrival here is amazing. It's something we've been looking forward to.
Yes.
Okay, myself and you were at court. That is last week, this past week here.
Yes.
What has happened since? I know that you were raising funds for food. Can you start there? Take us from there, and then let's see what is the welfare of Nyokayemabhunu going into Monday.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. To start on the welfare, you know, as I said before, it has been our duty, not only for this moment, since we actually took over the welfare of our comrade. It has been our duty, and we have been doing it so well. Just as I briefed you, that there's a lot of things which are actually transpired behind the scenes, because what we did, we sat down to actually find out exactly how we can maneuver towards the progress of releasing our comrade. So we came to discover that in as much as we have the political interest which is being pushed towards apprehending our comrade, but in disguise of the criminal charges which were there, some of them linking Comrade Nyokayemabhunu in back days, and some of them are trumped up charges, but which were being done by someone who knew what he was doing. Taking this issue from a position of fraud charge, the one we managed to get rid of. So what we actually did is to separate these matters. The Zimbabwean side matter, we found that we need to restitute, but we are getting difficulties. The very same scenario is what we used on the South African case. We actually managed to restitute the 25,000, because when Comrade Nyokayemabhunu rose to prominence, a lot of people were donating money to him, standing in solidarity and all those sort of stuff. So the very same person who opened the case actually donated that money as a way of standing with the work which Comrade Nyokayemabhunu later to change it to be a criminal case. So what works is evidence. So we needed to also make sure that we meet the demands of the justice, because if the person who paid the money is now saying, no, I was buying this and there was a gentleman agreement which was actually broken by this man, there is no way you can get rid of that matter without paying the restitution or the compensation over the monies which were received by Comrade. You understand? So there's a lot of fundraisings which we were doing, and also us using our own money. And we want to actually get rid of the matter which is the fraud matter in South Africa. So on that issue again, we were also making sure that the family, we are taking care of them. Here and there, we were ignoring the calls, but I still remember last time there was a call of the children who had stopped going to school, and we devised the means to actually send a certain amount so that the kids can resume food, can resume the school, and also manage to have something to eat. So these are the bite and pieces of the progress which we are taking, and making sure also Comrade Nyokayemabhunu is having food in jail. So there's a lot of things. If we can start speaking about it one by one, it can be overnight.
Okay. I think everyone understands on Monday, we are going to be at court. How many people were at court last week? Are people still coming to the court?
No, a lot of people are no longer coming to the court. In as much as you also understand that there was no clear coverage, which we were actually taking to publicize whatever is the progress of the case. It was my decision at one point to actually take it off the screen a bit so that I can see without pressure and confusions which comes from people who might be commenting on whatsoever. Because remember, when we took over this case, we actually took over without clear understanding on what exactly do we need to do. So with the advices from other people who understood these matters better, like the comrades Sarwaka and other guys, we actually decided to be off the screen a bit so that we can rightly divide and separate these matters so that we can focus on what needs to be done and actually come back with the feedback. In as much we are here now to give a feedback because we are one step ahead. We are still fighting, but we can see where we are going.
Okay. I think let's park that a bit and go to the bigger picture. I want to show you a few prominent figures from this past year that played an important role. And yourself, the role that you played was big, starting with the SADC protests. Myself, yourself, we were together. We had other people around us and people like Mdara Geza who came. We had people who have passed away. Chimama has passed away. We have Mdara Geza over here, and then we've got Nyokayemabhunu over here. These are the people who kept the resistance or the struggle. And you put someone like Sarwaka, you also have the prominent part which was played by Zimbabweans in the protest. Where are we now? Let's start with the arrival of Nelson Chamisa. Chamisa was not involved in everything that happened last year. He's arrived, he's back now. You guys have got a political party and you are doing all this. Where is this connecting? What was happening last year and what is happening now with Nelson Chamisa?
Thank you so much, Mkoma Gambakwe. What I want you to understand is that the struggle of the people of Zimbabwe is not a joke. It's the real matter which is affecting a lot of people. Therefore, I welcome the coming back of Comrade Chamisa to the struggle, and I hope this time he is going to do the right thing. But in as much as we understand also, we have got a big problem in our political matrix in the country, where a lot of people are now abusing their popularity and monetize that popularity, neglecting the fundamental issues which needs to be addressed. You understand? So as for us, we haven't changed any position. We are still calling exactly the language which we were speaking when we started, that the people's life must be improved. We need to have the hospitals. Our civil servants need to be paid. Our children must get education. We need to actually find a way to have accountability back on track so that we can actually focus on progress. So the political activities which we are doing, it is not supposed to give us an answer of having money in the pocket. We really need to have the results, and the results must not be seen to us. We are doing this as a calling according to Mr. Chamisa, and I can see I think I saw something online now. Chabangu is up and saying, no, this man, and those are the political dramas. I think there's a lot of things which was not done the right thing in a right way when Mr. Chamisa stepped out. You understand? So we don't expect him to come in full force, but without resolving these issues. Because what happened in 2023 is the betrayal of the people. Because the in-house pressure of advocate Chamisa, he was acting strong, knowing that he's in control of everything, only to actually show the people of Zimbabwe that on this situation, I'm weak. You understand? While already people had deposited so much trust. So as of now, we cannot afford to actually have another 5 years because of our mishandling of our political approach. Since we are now approaching 2028, it will show as if now we are playing with the feelings of the people. We really need to make sure that if we come into the podium and start saying we are the advocates for the well-being of the people, we condemn the regime's acts. Let us act as the real people who comes to actually change the lives of the people, not to make money. We understand that once you can manage to buy relevance from the people, the following, and people's trust, ZANU PF on its own is prepared to buy out and monetize that relevance. And it's actually something which you need to understand, that it's a temptation in the political arena. And we know that. But we hope this time we're going to do better, because our forces must join together to actually navigate where we are going to the results in which we anticipate to have.
Okay, so let's look at Mdarageza. We have gone through Chamisa. Let's go to Mdarageza. Where is Geza?
Let me answer it according to what I have. Mdarageza is in hiding.
Okay.
That is what I know.
But he doesn't need to be in public to do what he was doing. He was inspiring people without being in public. Why is he quiet?
Which means whatever he is doing now doesn't require him to be on public in terms of being televised. Let's agree that there's a lot of things which they are doing in the background. And I don't think I'm in a position to know that. But if ever anything comes as a revelation, maybe when they decide to come and share, then we are going to speak about that. But now let's not speculate. But what I know, he is sound, he is safe where he is.
All right, then let's go to the 2030 agenda. You have heard Themba Mliswa yesterday. He's saying that there's going to be a process which is going to start at cabinet, then to go to parliament, and then ED 2030 will go ahead. And then after that, Chagure will be president. What's your view on that?
Themba Mliswa is one of the confused people, because he speaks the wish of the fellow political players. So debating Themba Mliswa at some point, it actually diverts our focus. Whatever Themba Mliswa is speaking, let it happen first, then he will speak, because himself is not even in the parliament. So I don't actually see the benefit of him coming and diverting the focus of people by giving, I don't know, can we call it professor or whatsoever, because whatever he's saying, whether it comes to pass or it doesn't come to pass, it serves no purpose. We have got a problem here. ZANU PF wants to actually extend the presidential term, which actually is going to automatically extend the term of the incompetent MPs also in the office. That is the problem. What is the position of us? We stand with the mass. We need to stop this. So whether Themba Mliswa comes and speaks of Tagwirei or doing whatsoever or say whatsoever, we don't care. The fundamental part of it is to educate our people and mobilize to stop the 2030 agenda. Reason being, it's not hatred. We are not individual focused here. We are checking the return on the investment of our support which we gave to ZANU PF in their bid to actually claim as the party which is controlling the 2/3 majority in parliament. Nothing is happening. We still have the sewerage which is running in our township. We have got potholes. Those are the issues which we need to check. Temba Mliswa must go and be a sub-book wherever he is a sub-book, deal with the community matters which concerns him. Leave the government issues because he's not part of it.
Okay, but we've got Timber right now. He has formed a movement. He has been joined by a lot of other people. He has been joined by war veterans. He's been joined by BT, Scala. He's been joined by Ngari Vume. He's been joined by Dubeko. He's been joined by Gwisai. Where exactly is the direction now? You are saying Temba Mliswa mustn't speak, but what about these other people who are speaking right now, who are speaking on 2030? Who is the leader? Where is the opposition?
As long as they are mobilizing the people towards the agenda of stopping the 2030, they can do whatsoever they want. What we don't want is the people who wants to revive their political careers for celebrity politics. This is what brought us where we are now. So there's nothing wrong with what Timber and others are doing. It is good as long as it serves the purpose. The purpose here is to actually confine ourselves within the boundaries of the constitution without any iota altered from that constitution or any changes. We are not in a position to do that. So what is important now, whether they make a formation of 20 people, 5 people, as long as it serves an agenda, the agenda to bring people to one mind, that the position we are now does not require ZANU PF to extend power, but let us make sure that we demand accountability based on the maladministration which they are doing, which is being shown by the results from the community and civil society, which is suffering. Then they are good to go. They can do whatsoever. We can even join them. As long as they are working towards that, we don't have a problem.
Okay. But that is not the approach of Ndarageza. That is not the approach of Nyokayemabhunu. You remember this day. I remember this day very clearly. I was covering what was happening. Many Zimbabweans reacted. This was the day before the protest. Many Zimbabweans want Mnangagwa to be pushed out. That is why when this happened, when this picture went out, there was a lot of reaction by Zimbabweans. And there was one of the most successful stairways ever by Zimbabweans. Zimbabweans don't want people to talk. They want someone to lead them to remove Mnangagwa. Are you guys ready to do it? Or you're waiting for people like Nyoka to come out, or people like Ndarageza to come out? Is there anyone who is able to go on the street and remove Mnangagwa from office? If Mnangagwa says, I'm going to 2030, what is going to happen?
Mkoma Gambakwe, the governance issues run by a system. To where we are now, it is because the system has been torn apart by the people. You need to understand the dynamics of ZANU PF whenever they want to actually break something into two. They first legalize the criminality. So we are not going to use our emotions to fight the actions in which they are doing to align their criminal minds with the law, because already we'll be on the other side of the law. You understand? Ending up doing nothing. Here, let them move. The currency which actually changed the regime is the mass. It's not money. It's not even emotions. We are focusing on bringing the mass on one purpose. Intimidation is the biggest enemy and people are scared. But how are we working out that a position in which the mass is standing now, in such a point that if you can say do this, they can't do it because they've been intimidated. This is what we are doing. So we are mentally decolonizing the people to make sure that whatever is the system failing them today, they have got the honors to change that system. The mass participation of them into changing whatever is happening is what brings the result. It's not about taking cars, burning them outside the premises. That is witness place. The person who did that was supposed to take that car and burn direct from inside. Why not doing that? We are not intimidating the system here. We are actually pushing the system. You understand?
Okay.
So I'm just reacting.
General, do you agree that Zimbabweans want someone to lead them and push Mnangagwa out? That is why Geza was popular, because people want someone to push Mnangagwa out. They don't want people to talk. They want someone who's going to go and say, I am coming on such and such a date, and Mnangagwa, you're going to go out. Just like what Mdara Geza was saying.
You and me, Gambakwe, we have done that. We have done that. We have done that. And you know the pushbacks which are there, the dangers of them. You know, the issue of pushing celebrity politics doesn't work. You understand? Because at the end of the day, people who stand in the terraces look at you, not because they want to see the results you're going to bring. They want to see your end. We are not afraid here. But we are saying the reason why people are not taking part of the attempts which are being done by those people who are saying, let us do this, it is because there's something wrong with our mass. The currents which can actually give us better results here is the mass participation. Mass participation is actually being disturbed, because if we say people come out today, they will stay in their homes. If we say stay in their homes, they will come into town. You understand? So this is the main progress which we need to actually push, so that we have the obedience to the instructions which comes from the people who be running in the forefront. That is why I said, whatever is good now, any person who is working towards mobilizing people and giving them a common agenda is doing the right thing. We are only 2 years left now, going to the elections. No reforms, nothing. Even our opposition is asleep. Those are the problems which we are having. We cannot wake up tomorrow and push Mnangagwa out. That can be only done by the army. But you saw our General Sanyatwe. I was here with you when you said he's going to resist. He was taken straight from the barracks, straight to the grounds. Nothing happened. You understand? System works in a way that it can control whatsoever they want to control, because it is coupled with death. So let us not take this issue as if it's just purple and flesh. We really need to be factual and make sure that we check the practicality of whatever narrative we are going to sell to the people, because what we need is change. If there's something here which is important, is that the people need change, and that message will never change today, not even tomorrow.
Okay, so let's summarize. We say that Chimama, one of the people who was talking, has been taken out. Nyokayemabhunu has been taken out. Mdara Geza has been taken out, is in hiding. Traore has been taken out. And it's only yourself and myself left here from the group of people who were talking during that time, who are left. So what is next now? What happens? Because Nyoka, do you think they would allow him to come out and mobilize people again?
I want to give you this as a word and a promise. Nyokayemabhunu is going to be out. Take me for my word here. And I want to let you know that he has never changed the position. I have personal encounters with Comrade Nyokayemabhunu. I'm the one who is taking the food to the jail. I'm the one who is standing in the courts. I'm the one who is dealing with the lawyers in Nkoma Godwin. We understand. We are actually telling him not to compromise because there is nothing which is wrong on what he was saying and on what he was doing. Nyokayemabhunu is going to be out, and we are not going to allow the government of Zimbabwe to manipulate the South African courts in order to serve the political process. So on this position now, they are distancing themselves, saying they are not involved. So let the law of South Africa take its course. And we are here to keep a closer eye. Wherever we need to act, we are going to act. In as much as I'm telling you that we actually restituted the person who was crying off the sofas, then the case was dropped, then that's good. Is the right thing. The next thing, we are making a fundraising to actually raise that 60,000. We understand with the case in Zimbabwe that it was already judged. Nyokayemabhunu is needed for 18 months. You understand, because he defaulted according to what they are saying. We were not there. But the fact is, we are waiting for the courts of South Africa to see how are they going to handle the extradition matter. The trial was given, it was done on the 15th. The government of Zimbabwe presented their papers. Our lawyer is going to actually present also her defense. Then we will see the judgment. After that, we will now cross the bridge when we are there. But what I want to tell you is that Nyokayemabhunu did not kill anyone. Nyokayemabhunu is going to be out. This is a clear political persecution.
If he comes out, do you think, let's say they release him in South Africa and he continues to say Mnangagwa must be gone? Because Nyokayemabhunu was clear. His message was always clear. Mnangagwa is the one who's causing the problems. He's the one causing low salaries. He's the one causing poverty. He's the one causing all the problems in Zimbabwe. And therefore, Mnangagwa must be removed tomorrow. Right now, there's no one saying Mnangagwa must be removed tomorrow. There's a gap. There's a vacuum. There's no one talking. All the people that are talking, they don't have strong words. So if Chamisa is on the stage, he's talking about, let's go back to 2023. He doesn't say Mnangagwa must go today. Nyokayemabhunu, when he comes out, is going to say tomorrow Mnangagwa must be gone. If he's not gone, we're going to remove him. Are you thinking that in your mind right now that they'll allow him to come out? Don't you see that if there is political interference, instead of waiting for the courts of South Africa, something else must be done in Zimbabwe? So people must now say, Nyoka will not come out. Let us now fill the gap instead of waiting for him to come out.
We spoke about it. I know you are going to the Constitutional Court, if I'm not mistaken, or to, yes, the High Court.
On the 9th of February, we are in the court.
Yes. And I understand that it's a push which you are doing. You are using the Zimbabwean courts. We know at one point that they are biased, but there's something which you are doing. So what we can do now is to focus on mobilizing people to come and do the right thing at once. All those who are saying 2030, we don't want it, they must show. The problem in which we are having here now, Mr. Gambakwe, is that our people want to find a David who comes to kill a Goliath. I said the currency which can actually work out a system is the mass participation. So what is important here is that which you are doing. If only people can understand that the moment they want to see, I will be sitting also wanting to see. That is why Nyokayemabhunu is in custody today alone, because he was speaking his message alone. Where were we? We were watching, spectators. So the issue we need to actually resolve here is to make sure that we have got oneness in whatever way. It doesn't require me to come and say Mnangagwa must go tomorrow. It must require us to say Mnangagwa must go tomorrow. If we all say Mnangagwa must go tomorrow, Mnangagwa is going to go tomorrow. But if Stole is going to say, no, Mnangagwa must go tomorrow, the rest are spectators. Mnangagwa will be in office tomorrow, Stole will be in problem tomorrow. This is what we need to teach our civil society, that we need a mass participation to actually have that which we need to see. And
Okay,
if our people can understand that.
Yeah. All right, we've got two beneficiaries right now. We've got Chiwenga on the ZANU PF side. If Mnangagwa goes to 2030, Chiwenga won't become president. We've got Chamisa on the opposition side. If Mnangagwa goes to 2030, Chamisa won't become president. We've got Kasukuwere. Kasukuwere is an opposition member in ZANU PF. I can count all the people who are affected by this decision. How come none of them ever comes out and says anything? We saw Chiwenga. Chiwenga is the only person who came out last year. But when the 2030 was being announced at Mutare, he didn't stand up to say anything. Who is going to stand up besides ourselves with the money from my pocket, which is less than 1,000? Who is going to stand up against this 2030? Seriously, without, because right now it seems like it's only us young people. Traore was in jail, he was speaking. Myself, I'm in court right now with the 2030 Mkoma more precision. Yourself, you are going to give food to Nyokayemabhunu, and all these things are being done without the prominent voices. Can we blame the people or can we blame the leaders?
I don't actually believe that it's all about prominence here. I don't. Because this prominence thing is what people has abused and think that without them things can never move. You and me, we are also prominent. Let's push and have the masses behind our back. Leave all those people you're talking about, because whoever is focused on power, anything which does not work out to power, which goes to benefit him directly, is not going to participate into anything which benefits the mass. Whoever has got the mass at the heart will focus on the mass. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Let them keep quiet.
Who is that person now? At the moment, who is that person? Because I'm not going to become president next year. Chamisa is going to become president, or Chiwenga is going to become president. Why can't they push more? Why can't Kasukuwere push more?
They are scared. They are scared. We are not shy to say that. They are scared. No one can speak about it, but I can say all of these people are talking about, they are scared. Because out of them all, there's no one who can say, no, I don't want power. But the problem is that they can't confront the system. The problem why they can't confront the system, they know that their equation does not include the mass. That is why I said now, a right political actor now can never focus on the people in the offices. You need to focus on the mass. Once you establish the marriage with the mass, you can actually work out power. Because it is us, the powerful, who has got the power to change the status quo.
Okay. I think General, we have talked for a long time. It's almost 40 minutes. And I'm very excited to see you coming because you have been very consistent. And unfortunately, our situation appears to be getting worse because we are going to 2028. Even if ZANU PF decide not to go to 2030, I have a feeling that we might end up with the ZANU PF president because they're doing a lot of groundwork. Tomorrow, they've got what is called cell day. They are registering every single person and putting them on an electronic database. So ZANU PF knows who is where, and what they're doing. They've got the control of the telecommunications. They even have access to every WhatsApp. So they know who is doing what and who is saying what. And that is the situation. What you're saying about the mass is very important. But I think that is where the gap is. And someone like Nyoka coming out, it would be amazing because we now have someone who can speak. Have you talked to Traore?
I haven't spoken to him. The last time I tried his number, I didn't get hold of him. But we are going to speak.
Okay,
remember, the guy
Sarawaka?
was out of, he just came out of jail. So we need him to have the cool down time, you know. And we don't know, he's on bail. He's not yet fully free. We don't want to actually end up causing him more troubles. So we think let's give him time to sort out things and making sure that we don't interfere too much. Let him voluntarily come to include himself in where he sees that he is fit to actually participate.
Right. And then we saw Sarawaka, we saw Mabena, we saw a bunch of guys holding a press conference last year. What happened to that? Are you aware of where all these initiatives are going to do with the 2030?
I didn't see results of that press statement. And I think you can also, you know, I was not part of it. As to what was the resolutions there, how far have they gone with those resolutions, I don't know. But all I know is that as far as progress is concerned, we are stagnant. We are not going anywhere.
Because that's why I'm trying to press you. We have one thing happening. So one thing happens, it meets with Bomandaza and Scala, they go and have a small conference. Then we have Sarawaka goes and meets with the Mabena and they have a small press conference. Then last week, we saw the formation of another group with the Timber. And these things look to be disjointed because I believe that there is no leadership. We need a true leader who is going to come out. And yourself, I see you distancing yourself from everything. Like you, most of the time, it appears as if you don't want to be to get dirty. But you guys have got a political party. What is your political party doing?
We are doing the groundwork, the Mkoma Gambakwe. We are. I told you last time, and I think I shared with you the V11s at one point. We are in the grassroots, and to actually tell you something, did you know that Zimbabwe independent movement is a part of the United Democratic Alliance, UDA?
No, I didn't know that.
The strategy was there to actually divide the attention. Zimbabwe independent movement was working in the grassroots, while the administrative issues and financial issues were catered for by UDA. Everything is good to go. We have got structures throughout Zimbabwe, all provinces. Now we have merged the two because we are in 2026. We know we need to actually now activate the political activity on the ground. You understand? So it's not about seeking prominence or whatsoever, but it's trying to do things which goes in line with what is expected of people who wants to bring change. I didn't want to speak about political parties here in any case, but I'm just in a position to give you a highlight that it's not that we are sitting, we are doing a lot of things on the ground. And if you can now say, please, can you take me through of what we have done? We can actually tell you about this asset, this asset, this asset belongs to us because we want to use this to do this. You understand? Those are the things which we were doing for the past 2 years because we know the vacuum which is there.
Yeah. You've told us something very big, and I don't think many people understand what you just said. You are saying that Daniel Shumba is the one who is going to be the president candidate or the president of both Zimbabwe Independent Movement and UDA.
It's actually one party. It's UDA. It's UDA.
Okay. So then we need to see Shumba more, because I haven't seen Shumba in a long time. I last talked to him more than a year ago.
Yeah.
And you guys have got the president. What happened to the other president? The lady.
That is why we spoke about strategy.
Yeah.
You understand? You can't run politics without intelligence. But I think we can make this one a topic for another day. I'm available to be hosted. Create all the questions which you want, and I will come here to answer.
Yes, because you see, the question that I have is that I am going to court with Mkumamo Precision Mzanzi. We are struggling to get a lawyer. Like, we literally have to take money from our own pockets on such an important national case. There is no NGO, there is no political party helping us. And yet you're telling me that someone like a billionaire like Daniel Shumba, who can easily take out 1,000 and give us so that we pay a lawyer, is there. And these are the kind of things that we need. We need people who are serious. So, and the point that I'm trying to make is when we go to court on the 9th, I don't want to walk there alone with Mzanzi. We said we want 9,000, we want 1,000 people at court. It's allowed to come to court. We want 1,000 people at court. We want you guys, if you're capable, to show us that you're capable. There are 2 court cases on that day. One which is done by ourselves, one which is done by Fuzwayo in Bulawayo. And these people who are pushing these cases, if this fails, do you know what is going to happen? These guys are going to go to parliament, they are going to vote, and the next day Mnangagwa will be in 2030. There will be no other chance to move away from 2030. So we need people who are serious, who are strong. If you say you've got structures, can you mobilize us that 1,000 people to come to court?
Okay, let me answer you, Gambakwe. You said such an important event. I agree with you, it's very important. And you are doing it in line with the law. It is good. But as for all the people to be hands-on, let me bring a question. How many people did you write to bring them to your idea? But I want to believe that with the Zimbabwe Independent Movement, you never invited UDA, you never invited. How many people did you formally write to actually invite to that idea prior to the execution? Because that can be also a mistake. You understand?
Yeah, but
we can't rectify it now. Remember,
we can't keep inviting people. That's what happened when we went to SADC.
Yeah.
When we went to SADC, we told people that if you protest in Zimbabwe, you get arrested. Now we're telling people that if you don't go to court, you won't have a chance again. Because as soon as they go to parliament, they're going to vote for that thing, and Mnangagwa is going to go to 2030. We don't need to invite people. It's just like now when we're looking for food for Nyokayemabhunu. People, you phone people and they pretend as if they don't know that he needs money. It's the same as when we're going to court. That leadership is lacking. We need the leaders of opposition parties to be more serious. So I don't have to write Chamisa to say, I'm going to court on the 9th of February. Now we're seeing the leader of like people close to Chamisa, like ZANU PF, just talking, opposing the idea, and people like Wopo, they just make a statement and say, I'm going to court, it's a Mnangagwa idea. By the time that Mnangagwa goes to 2030, there will be no opportunity because it takes time to prepare a court case, to go to court. It's very difficult because there's this, it's a disjointed effort. We want Shumba to stand up and give his view. So right now, Shumba is the president of UDA. He has never come out and said what he thinks about 2030. Have you ever heard Shumba talking about it?
I'll share with you the clip.
No, but I want to see him because I talk here every day. I want Shumba to come. I want Godwin, who is the leader of the opposition party, to come. We want all the opposition leaders. I want Chiwenga to come. I want to to see Chamisa coming because Mnangagwa is freely moving around, talking about 2030. And the leaders of the opposition, they are the problem, not the ordinary person in the street. Because have you ever heard?
I understand, and I agree with
said
you.
clearly that he wants 2030. Why can't the opposite leaders say they don't want it?
I agree with you. That is why I said the position which I can tell you when you ask me now is that there is no 2030 in Zimbabwe. That one is a redo. I'm still gonna repeat this. There is no 2030, which is, don't listen to Daniel Gambakwe and all these people, Ziambi are speaking about it. This is not going to happen practically in Zimbabwe. And the dynamics will change, the heat will increase. That 2030 is still ZANU PF issue. Let them graduate from the party position to the national position. That is when we are going to see that the practicality of whatever they are saying about 2030 is not easy. And we are ready for that.
Okay.
And when I'm talking to you to say we are ready for that, I am now stating the position of the party. And not only because we are speaking, it is because we are prepared.
Okay. I think, General, as you said, we need to unpick what has happened with UDA and Zimbabwe Independent Movement. I take Daniel Shumba as a very serious person. He's not someone that I take lightly. And I would like to see him personally becoming more active. If he's going to be a presidential candidate, I would like to see him much more active. And I believe that many people will be interested in what you guys are doing. But let's summarize this. On Monday, what do we do?
Okay. No, on Monday is immigration case, remember.
Yeah.
So we are just going there to see what is going to unfold in the court. But we have got a belief that the immigration case will never stand because of the issues we discussed about and whatever is available to actually defend Comrade Nyokayemabhunu. So that is not a big case. We will be there to see as a procedure and see what is the outcome was going to come there. But the main issue is on that other date, on the 10th. That is where we need to actually have the serious commitment to go and sit, because the lawyer will be arguing.
Okay. I think that is fantastic. We'll see you on Monday at the court. And I hope that you join us on the 9th. Because remember, on the 9th of February, we are at the Constitutional Court. And on the 10th, Nyokayemabhunu is in court. Then on the 3rd, Job Scala is at the Magistrate Court at Pretoria. So we've got a whole bunch of cases going on. And I hope that all these things get resolved, because we want leadership. And I think Zimbabweans want leadership. They want Geza to come out. They want Nyokayemabhunu to come out. They want yourself to come out. They want Shumba. If Shumba is now the leader, we want Shumba to be more active. We want him to be very strong, because we don't want things that are almost, you know what has been happening in the past, where an opposition leader only becomes active on election day. We don't want that. We want powerful leaders. And I believe that Shumba has got the capacity to do that. And also we want Nelson Chamisa to feature more. We want Tendai BT. Because at the moment we don't have leaders. ZANU PF is eating our lunch. It's not good what is happening.
Yes, no, I agree with you. On the issue of Zimbabwe in courts, I can accompany you. It's not a problem. But you said you are going to send me the docs. You never did that. But in any case, it's fine. I understand the sense in which we are pushing forward to go into the courts and submit whatever we're going to submit. I can be there. I don't have a problem. But share with me what you can share, what you feel that it is good to share. Then let's see, arrange the logistics. Then we can take it from there.
I want Shumba to come with me. I want you to come, but I also want Shumba there. He's a leader of the opposition. Because the problem is we have people who are not the stakeholders. I am a stakeholder from the media side. I've given attention to the case. But we want the leaders. So I want Shumba to phone me and say, Gambakwe, what do you need to get this case off the ground? Do you want me to be there? Those are the kind of things that I want. I don't want leaders that support me from afar. Because Mnangagwa knows, as long as there's Gambakwe and more precision and Fuzwai, Mnangagwa is not concerned. Mnangagwa will only be concerned when he sees Chamisa, when he sees Shumba, when he sees you guys there. He's gonna be concerned. And at the moment he's just laughing and saying, what are these youngsters who are coming to challenge me?
I understand Mkoma Gambakwe. I'm still gonna go back to my words. I said 2030 is a drama. It's not going to happen. Not only because we are saying we are prepared to stop that, and we are going to stop it. So I will just relate the message which you are saying to them, and I will give you a reply once I get a reply. But don't worry about 2030 too much. That is a reading for ZANU PF.
Okay. Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. We want them to enjoy whatever they are saying because it is their time. It's still in within their party. Once it becomes a national issue.
General, I think we've got volume issues. What volume issues? Let us bring this to an end. Is there anything else you want to say before we close?
Yeah, no, what I want to say is that the people of Zimbabwe must not get tired. A struggle needs to be pushed by everyone. Let them not expect anyone to come and rescue them. Let us rescue ourselves. I think that is what I can say.
Thank you very much, General. You have done a lot of work, and I hope that everything works out. If I had my own way, we would get a ruling that says 2030 must never happen, and it's illegal, and the Minister of Justice must not be speaking about such a thing, and a resolution like that should never be made. But let's see what happens. The next thing we're going to do, obviously, is come back here on Monday after the Nyokayemabhunu case. I'll see you at court, and I would like to invite everybody else and also ask people to support the food of Nyokayemabhunu. So any small amount that you can give, please send. I'll pass it on to General Stole over here. Thank you very much, General, and I'll see you again next week.
Thank you so much.
All right, cheers.